Hello friends and welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're going to make a chocolate chip cookie pizza. So what you see on my counter is what we're going to use to make this, and I don't know if you've ever gone into the grocery store, Walmart, wherever, and in the bakery section they have these jumbo cookies that are really huge and God, they're monster size. I guess you would give these to like kids at a party or whatever, or if you were doing just a special thing for someone. And they cost a lot of money for a big cookie, which doesn't make sense to me when you can make this at home cheaply, easily, with just the ingredients on my counter. There's really not that much to it, and that's the funny part about it, is they charge so much for something you could easily make at home. So that's what we're going to do today. And this is going to be made in a cast iron skillet, so you're basically going to call it a skillet cookie. So we're going to start out with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Then we're going to add a half teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, and then a half a teaspoon of salt. And these are all our dry ingredients. And then we're going to whisk them together because we want to make sure that all of those get mixed through, because we don't want any of the salt hanging around in one place because it's going to kill the cookie. And we want to make sure that all of the baking powder and baking soda actually get mixed through properly. So we're just going to do this for a minute to make sure that it is all mixed through, because you really don't want it to be a situation to where it's not mixed well. So go ahead and do that, and then we're going to move on to our wet ingredients. Now, we're going to use real butter in this. I know some people use margarine. If you want to, you can. You're going to need 3/4 of a cup of butter or margarine. And basically that's a stick and a half. So you're just going to take it and cut it into smaller pieces, which I'm about to do here. And I'm going to put them in a bowl and stick it in the microwave for just a little bit to actually melt this down a little bit, get it softened to where it can actually be used to make this. Because you don't want to stick this in hard, you can't do it, it's not going to mix. And I'm going to mix my stuff by hand today, so I really don't want it being hard. I want to be able to soften this. But like I said, 3/4 of a cup, you're using about a stick and a half. And then once you soften it up or melted it, it's going to look something like this. And then we're going to add other stuff to this once we mix it around to make sure that all of the butter is melted through. And like I said, I'm using real butter in this. So we're going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract to this. And then we're going to mix it up a little bit and add in 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. Now, you want to break up the egg yolks while they're in here. You just need, like I said, 1 egg and 1 egg yolk. You don't want 2 whole eggs in this because it's not going to work the way it's supposed to. So go ahead and mix that up, and then we're going to add in our other ingredients. We have a half a cup of white sugar. Get that in there. Mix it up a little bit, make sure that's getting distributed before we add in anything else. And then we're going to add in, after this, 1 cup of packed brown sugar. We want this packed into the cup really tightly, so that way you're getting the most out of it. And then we're going to mix that up. Now, along the way right now, you need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, because this is going to take about 20 minutes to cook. Now, the thing is, this is going to make 1 jumbo pizza. So, you know, this is your chocolate chip pizza cookie thing. It's going to be 1 large one, or you can break it down. And if you had smaller skillets, you can make 3 of these if you wanted to, or a couple medium ones. It's however you want to do it. I'm doing the jumbo size. But anyway, you still need to preheat at 350. And like I said, mine is going to take 20 minutes to cook. You might have to actually watch it if you're breaking them down to smaller sizes. So we're going to go ahead and mix through all of these wet ingredients with the sugars, get it all done, get it all mixed up to where there are no large lumps in this, because we really don't want anything lumpy in our cookie. And we want to keep it going. Now the best thing about this is, at this point, you're pretty much on your way to being done with this thing, because once we mix these 2 together, we're just going to add some chocolate chips in a minute, and we're going to have what we're going to be working with. So go ahead, pour your wet ingredients into your dry. Make sure you scrape your bowl, get all of that out of there. We don't want to waste anything we just mixed up. And then when we get it in, we're going to go ahead and mix this all together. Now again, like I said, I like to mix by hand. You could use a mixer on this part if you want to. That's up to you. I just like doing it this way because sometimes, I don't know, maybe it's something I like to do by mixing by hand, so that way I can feel the mixture, make sure that it all gets mixed together well. And you know, a mixer is just kind of like, you know, a mixer. So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing this. And you know, this is just my way of watching it to make sure that everything kind of works really well, because when you're mixing by hand, you can tell if it's too wet, too dry, whatever. It just, I don't know, it works for me. So we're going to go ahead and keep doing this till we get it all mixed together. And our last step after we do get this mixed together is to add the chocolate chips to this before we actually get ready to use it. Chocolate chips, you know what? You can use as many or as little as you want in this. I put a decent amount in there because I'm going to use about 3/4 of a cup of chocolate chips. If you want more, you could use more. I mean, that's all up to you. So we're just going to mix this until we really get everything mixed through and we don't see any more flour and it's all one color. And then afterwards, dump in those chocolate chips. Now, you know, the more chocolate chips you add, if you put a ton in there, you're going to make this a gooey mess. But with 3/4 of a cup, it was really good. You could probably use the whole cup. It would have been fine. I've seen people who use a cup and a half to 2 cups of chocolate chips and stuff, and you know, it's more chocolate chip than cookie once you keep going that way. But anyway, so go ahead and fold in the chocolate chips until they're completely into your whole mix here, and make sure that they're kind of distributed evenly to where, you know, there's not like a bunch of mix to the side that doesn't have any at all, and just keep turning them. Now, I have a really large cast iron skillet here, like I said, and I have it over medium heat. Now this thing is not hot. This is just warm enough to melt the butter that I'm putting on it right now. And I'm going all around the bottom and the sides of this pan. I just want to make sure that I get it really coated so that way this cookie will come out. Because when this was done, when I made mine, my cookie released easily. You just have to take like a butter knife and stick to the edge of the cookie to lift it up a little bit to make it start to release. Don't break it, just lift it up a little bit. Now, once you've got your butter in here, we're just going to bring over the cookie dough and press it in. What you're going for is anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch worth of cookie dough here, which this will cook up. It will actually get larger as it's doing its thing, but it's just going to be this really thick cookie that is just wonderful to eat. It has such a great flavor. So just keep putting all the dough in if you're doing one large skillet like me, or if you're doing 3, just divide it on up like that, and make sure that you go from side to side all the way across this to make sure that it's flattened out and it's even, because as it cooks it is going to, like, you know, level out anyway. So this is what mine looks like before I go in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. And once it's in there, you know, check it periodically just to make sure that if your oven is cooking hot, it doesn't like make it too cooked. And there's just no way of telling until you get to the 20-minute line where you get a little gold around the edges, and it'll come back looking like this. And this has the best taste. This is such a great thing to have, and it's perfect if you're doing this for a kid's party or just having it for a gift for someone or whatever, just something you want to bake at home. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. And if you get a chance, check out the Southern Mountain Kitchen website where you can get a free recipe, check out the cookbooks available from the Southern Mountain Kitchen, and if you'd like to, you could order a cookbook at a discounted price, cheaper than Amazon, with shipping that is also cheaper than Amazon. So if you get a chance, check it out, and I hope you have a great day.